characteristics that women are looking for, right? So women, honestly, people really get that messed up when it comes to income expectations, and especially with women who are able to maximize their income on platforms like OnlyFans. But I'm telling you, shit is rare. For the average man to make six figures, that is exceedingly rare. For him to be able to do that regardless of your location.
I lived in San Francisco. No, it's not
Wait,
that
Kathy,
rare.
are you feminist?
I'm not sure. Define it.
Okay, maybe you're just
You
apolitical.
believe in equality between men and women.
Wait,
Yes.
what?
Feminism. You believe
What
in
is-
equality
Then,
between
yes.
men and women.
Oh, is that what feminism is?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
I
that
thought-
doesn't seem to
I
be
thought it was-
feminism's goals right now, Pixie.
I strongly disagree. I think a lot of people have a misconception of feminism because you have certain places or people who take like the worst type of women or extremities of women and then put them in place and basically make fun of them.
So is that like a no true Scotsman?
No, it's not
Like
a no
that-
true
oh, they're not
Scotsman.
actually
By definition of
feminists.
feminism, you have to believe in
extremists
equality between women and
everywhere.
men. If you do not meet that definition, you are by definition not a
But-
feminist.
But would you not agree? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Wait,
go
wait,
Would
ahead.
can
you
you
not
look up
agree that there
six-figure
are a
income?
large majority of women who would claim to be a feminist who literally, when they say, like, what do you think of men or XYZ, it's automatically something derogatory or something negative. And a lot of those women claim those ideas to be based on their principles of feminism. So are you saying they're fake feminists or...
I think it specifically depends on the context that you're talking about. So, for example, if we're talking about like women who have gone like through SA, they might be talking about like, oh yeah, like these men in general, or these men who, you know, that these societal problems indicate a problem with how we raise men, for example.
Yeah.
That's very different than being like, I think
all men suck, yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like a natural extension of feminism is this whole mindset of like, fuck the patriarchy, right? And that's one thing. Before I even knew what feminism was, I'd heard the term fuck the patriarchy. Before I even knew what the patriarchy was.
But that's the loudest of the internet. I think feminism is kind of like default in, for example, LA, San Francisco, and like a lot of the majority, like big cities, metropolitan cities, such as New York City, even Shanghai, like I would say even Houston and Dallas, like big metropolitan cities, like people are default feminists.
Right. But my question
then the
is...
loudest people like portray it as like really negative, and I see a lot of people online who are like, oh my God, these feminazis, whatever.
Right.
Like,
And I get that. Okay, if the argument of feminism is based on equality, then where would you consider us to be unequal in society right now based on the United States of America and where we currently are right now? What would you consider to be unequal, unbalanced?
Okay.
Let me add to that too. So you were saying feminism is about men and women are equal rights, right?
Not just equal rights, it's a little bit more than that, but generally speaking, sure.
Okay, but do you think that women don't have equal rights in the U.S.
I think,
or in Western countries?
What is it? I think in terms of, okay, what do you define as a right? Let's start there. Do you mean like pure constitutional rights? I think women and men have...
reproduction rights, men have it more. We can't just get our tubes tied.
I have a really
men
good...
actually have no reproductive
I have
rights.
a decent
but-
example.
That's not true.
You can't get a
You guys can get a
vasectomy?
vasectomy. That
That's
is a
not a-
reproductive right.
That's a reproductive
Yeah, but
right.
No, reproductive right has to do with the children.
That's
Bearing
a
of child, whether or
consummation
not you're
right,
able to-
no?
Huh?
That's
Right.
what
Okay,
is
so
it?
there's
Wait, hold on.
different
Let me ask you a
But-
question.
but-
If you were to get pregnant and you decided that you didn't want to keep the baby, would the person who impregnated you have a choice over your ability to get rid of the baby or not?
Psychologically, but
No,
not
no.
physically.
Right.
Would
No,
you take
but
that?
a reproductive right has to do with your body's reproduction. The fact that you can get a vasectomy is an
Are
example
you
of a
comparing
reproductive right.
vasectomies and
With tube
abortion?
tying. With
No,
tube tying.
I'm saying you're just being like, men have zero reproductive rights, and I'm like, that's not true. Here's one reproductive right that men have.
Women
I feel
are,
like that's a
hold on,
contraceptive
hold
right,
on.
not a reproductive right.
Oh,
It has-
contraceptive. I
contrace-
guess so.
The most
Reproductive
important...
rights.
Women-
Reproductive
Women
rights.
are
Yeah, it's
legally
encompassed,
hold
but they don't
on.
see it
Stop.
that way.
Okay.
Men can get vasectomies. Women can sterilize themselves too.
No,
not
you can't.
necessarily,
You
Yes, you
literally
can.
have to be
No,
you would have to be
Yes.
In
over
multiple
a certain age
No,
with
that's
approval
not
by
true.
a husband.
That is
okay.
not true. That
Yes,
is-
it depends on the state
that
and
is
on the
not
hospital.
It is. There
We
is
can
no
search it
law.
up right now.
There is no law
So many
that
of my friends
says
trying to get their tubes tied. They
Okay.
can't.
that is not true. That's some myth that feminists have invented. Is it possible that some doctor was being sexist in some way and he said, "Are you sure your husband's okay with this?" It's possible.
The
but
fact-
if you're a woman and you want to get your tubes tied, You can.
The
No,
fact that
I have friends who
hospitals
try.
can literally make it a policy for themselves to say we will not tie a woman's tubes unless if she has what
Private
is it?
hospitals can do what they want.
Okay, but private
Then it's
hospitals
a
aren't allowed. Wait.
institutional thing.
Private hospitals aren't allowed to discriminate based on race. For example, they're not allowed to say we're not going to take black patients.
Yeah, because they have a constitutional requirement, but they're not
Exactly.
constitutionally
Was
required to
87
give
donated
anybody who wants.
$99.
One sec.
Quite comparing SF to the United States. The US national median income is $32,000 per year in 2019. Note many people make over 100,000/year, and in order to be in the top 1% of earners you have to make $650,000 per year. Reality check.
Yeah, 100K is like top 10 to 15.
It's not 10
Okay.
to 15. It's top 3 at least minimum. It's
So,
still top 3.
but okay, what rights do men have that women don't? The only one that I can think of, and I think it depends on your city, but men can go topless in public. That's the only right I can think of that men have that
That's
women
cool.
don't.
I wish.
The fact that hospitals can have a private policy stating, oh no, we're not going to allow a woman to get sterilized unless if she has like permission from her husband is already showing a vast difference between how they're
No.
treating men and how they're treating women.
They
If
could
they're
have
li-
the same thing for men. A hospital could have a policy saying, okay, we won't give a man a vasectomy.
No, I'm not
unless
But I
he
know
saying
men
has
who
permission
get
from his wife.
vasectomies, and my women friends who don't want children. They want to
Can
be
we also?
child-free.
I think I'm not sure on the procedure of getting a tubal ligation. I think it's what it's called. And there's also, can you also get a hysterectomy? There might be a couple different things, but we can also agree that I believe it's a more invasive procedure to get your tubes tied than to get a vasectomy.
that
Yes.
doesn't excuse
Yes.
So that
say
could be the
Whoa,
reason.
okay.
That could be related to perhaps the further hoops that women might have to jump through in order to undergo like a more potentially dangerous and invasive
But
procedure.
Let's see if we can agree on this basis, right?
Okay,
There
let's
should
see.
be no
We'll try.
there should be no hospital that should be allowed to say, okay, if you're a man in your early 20s, we're going to, help you get a vasectomy or you can get a vasectomy versus, oh, if you're a woman, we're not going to allow you to do it unless if you get permission by your husband. And if you do not have a husband, you're kind of fucked.
But I don't-
Private companies get to do what private companies want to do.
Okay, but you can argue that
That's
private company.
act-
Hey, let me
you're
finish my
liberal.
sentence. You asked me a question. Let me finish my
I
sentence.
asked you.
Oh,
Sentence.
cat
No,
fight here.
okay. So you
I mean,
Wow.
Kaiser is private. I have Kaiser.
no, but here's the
Kaiser
point. You shouldn't be
Permanente.
able to discriminate on the basis of sex, right? We should agree that that's something that shouldn't be discriminated against.
I don't think in the American does this.
Isn't the
think-
19th Amendment or
No, it wouldn't be under the 19th. If anything, it'd be under like the 14th. I think
let's search
it's a
it up
lower
right now.
discrimination. I think that they
Okay,
can.
so-
I think they
I
can
don't think
discriminate
they-
on the. Yeah, actually, I know they can. Yeah.
So